The rise and fall of Al Capone. Once upon a time, in the gritty streets of Chicago during the Roaring Twenties, a legend was born. Alphonse Gabriel Capone, known to the world as Al Capone, was a name that struck fear into the hearts of many and admiration in the eyes of some. Al Capone was born in Brooklyn, New York, in 1899. He grew up in a tough neighborhood, and from a young age, he learned that survival often required more than just good intentions. As he entered his teenage years, he found himself drawn to the allure of the criminal underworld. Al quickly became involved in petty crimes, working for local gangs and developing a reputation as a street-smart enforcer. In 1920, the United States entered the era of Prohibition, a time when the sale and distribution of alcohol were banned. This period would prove to be the perfect storm for a young, ambitious man like Al Capone. He saw an opportunity to rise to power in the illegal alcohol trade. Capone moved to Chicago, a city teeming with corruption, and quickly became a major player in the organized crime scene. Under Capone's leadership, the Chicago outfit, a notorious criminal syndicate, thrived. He controlled speakeasies, bootlegging operations, and gambling dens across the city. Capone was known for his ruthless tactics, and he wasn't afraid to eliminate his rivals to maintain his dominance. His notoriety grew as fast as his wealth, and he became a larger-than-life figure in the eyes of the public. But while Al Capone was living a life of luxury, he was also under constant scrutiny from law enforcement. The authorities, led by the relentless Eliot Ness, were determined to bring him down. They gathered evidence, connected him to numerous crimes, and finally, in 1931, Capone was convicted of tax evasion. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison. Al Capone's empire crumbled in his absence, his vast criminal network fragmented, and his influence waned. Inside the confines of Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary, Capone's health deteriorated. He was eventually released on parole in 1939. But his glory days were long behind him. Al Capone spent his remaining years battling the effects of syphilis and living quietly in Florida. He died in 1947, a shadow of his former self, at the age of 48. The rise and fall of Al Capone is a testament to the power of ambition and the consequences of a life dedicated to crime. His name lives on in infamy, a symbol of a bygone era when gangsters ruled the streets of Chicago. But his story is also a reminder that, in the end, even the most powerful can be brought to justice. And so, the legend of Al Capone lives on, a cautionary tale of a man who reached the heights of power and paid the price for his crimes.